right, September, Saturday, the 14th, 2024. The cameras are on, the lights are on, and now it's time for the action right here on KUTV Weekend Live tonight. Our reporters have been up and about preparing and compiling some of the top stories that have been making headlines in the country, and this is just but a snippet of the stories to expect in the next 30 minutes. Tonight, supremacy battles in Mount Kenya heat up after Kithure Kindiki receives another endorsement from a group of elders in Embu, Meru and Tharaka Nithi counties as the region's spokesperson. President Ruto applauds efforts played by the diaspora community in nation building and guarantees swift response to challenges faced while abroad. Plus, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka opposes relocation of traders within the Wakulima market and cites a below-average performance by the Kenya Kwanza government 2 years since taking office. And the Ministry of Education announces formation of committees to review and analyze the effectiveness of the funding model for a consensus between university students and the government.
This is Weekend Live with Theo Macharia.
All right, with that in order, we'd love to hear your comments, your feedback, or your suggestions on our social media platforms. This broadcast is also coming to you live on our YouTube platform, that is at KUTV News Kenya, or even on our X platform, that is at KUTV_Kenya, or even interact with me on my personal social media handles, that is at Theo_Macharia. And our sign language interpreter for tonight is John Opio. And once again, my name is Theo Macharia. Let's get you informed with the latest. Now, the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, EPRA, has this evening announced that prices for super petrol and diesel will remain unchanged in its latest monthly review, while the cost of kerosene will see a price drop of 3.43 shillings per litre. Now, what this means is that super petrol will continue to retail at 188.84 shillings per litre. Diesel will remain at 171.60 shillings per litre, and our kerosene will now sell at 158.32 shillings per litre from the previous 161.75 shillings. These new prices take effect on Sunday, September 15th, that is tomorrow, and will last through October 14th, 2024. All right, let's now proceed where Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki has received yet another endorsement as the spokesperson for the Mount Kenya region from a group of elders representing Embu, Meru and Tharaka Nithi counties. The elders, speaking at an event in Embu town, affirmed their support for Kindiki, citing his national prominence as a crucial asset for advancing the region's development. The endorsement follows a recent show of support from 15 elected leaders and 48 other leaders from the western part of the region. The elders highlighted that Kindiki's role would help in enhancing better relations and facilitating progress on key issues such as development projects, agricultural improvements, and youth employment.
While recognize the President's effort to bring growth and prosperity, we are concerned about the rising political tensions. These tensions distract us from the more important issues, such as completing development projects, improving the economic well-being of our farmers, and creating opportunities for our youth. We believe its national stature will help foster good relationship with our regions. We urge all our leaders to work towards the unity and the harmony of all Kenyans, regardless of ethnic, religious, or political backgrounds.
And our coalition of women and youth leaders from Embu County is calling for an end to divisive politics and instead demanding for inclusive governance. The leaders, led by gender and equality advocate Dr. Frida Karani, criticized elected officials in Mount Kenya who have endorsed Interior CS Kithure Kindiki as a regional kingpin, accusing them of promoting agendas that undermine regional unity. Dr. Karani and her colleagues argued that these leaders have failed in their duties of representation and development by focusing on self-serving and divisive politics. The coalition further expressed frustration over the exclusion of women and youth from key decision-making processes, calling it a disregard for the voices of these significant demographic groups. Take a listen.
Watu wanaenda huko wanapanga vitu, lakini sisi hatuoni hata kama kuna mahali tuko involved. Kwa hivyo sisi tunaomba hiyo mambo ikiendelea kufanyika tukue tunahusika. Development tunataka tukue and development mzuri.
As youth were not well represented and kuna maendeleo, kuna vitu wanapanga kuendelea instead of wanafanya maendeleo. We as youth tunataka pia tukue included.
The other day they spent a whole day in a very big hotel in Embu and they declared one of the cabinet ministers a spokesperson. That meeting that met that day had no representation of women at a time when Kenya is grappling with gender equality and the observance of the two-third gender role. We want as women to be included in decisions that are made that affect us. There was no public participation when declaring this leader. Remember, when we elected these leaders, according to the constitution, they're supposed to represent the people. And if they don't represent the people represent themselves, which is what we are doing.
President William Ruto, while engaging Kenyans living in Germany in a town hall meeting in Berlin, assured the diaspora community that Kenya shall remain committed in responding to specific challenges facing Kenyans living abroad. On top of key issues like the legal export of labor, mutual recognition of skills in Kenya and Germany, and protection of employment rights that were discussed during the meeting, the head of state applauded the efforts played by the diaspora community in nation building.
Our Kenyan human capital, and I speak about it very proudly and very often, is the best resource we have.
President Ruto has today addressed the concerns of Kenyans living in Germany, explaining that the Kenyan-German Agreement on Comprehensive Migration and Labor Mobility seeks to allow seamless exportation of labor and protect the right of Kenyans working in Germany, adding that Parliament is formulating a bill to provide legal and institutional capacity to manage the diaspora labor matters effectively.
You proactively engage with the labor market so that you provide a mechanism that is win-win, that secures opportunities but also protects Kenyans from being exploited. And that is what we have provided in this agreement.
The president added that the agreement houses framework for cooperation of labor to allow mutual recognition of skills between the two consenting countries. He also added that the document secures comprehensive migration and training of Kenyan students in Germany.
Sure that they have the same qualification, so that when you come from Kenya as a nurse, it is already recognized that if you are licensed as a nurse in Kenya, it is the same licensing that can get you into the German space.
The head of state assured Kenyans in diaspora that the government is working to digitize all government services by the end of this year to make it accessible to all diaspora Kenyans.
We now have 20,000 digitized, and it is my intention that by the end of this year, every government service must be on the digital platform, so that it doesn't matter where you are, whether you are within country or even outside country, you can engage with government
As the president continues to explore opportunities for Kenyan citizens living abroad, he has called out corrupt agencies that deal with the export of labor, saying that the government will hold them responsible for taking advantage of jobless Kenyans. Collins Wekesa for KU News.
All right, many thanks, Collins Wekesa, for that comprehensive report. Let's now move on. Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka now claims that the Kenya Kwanza government has registered a below-average performance 2 years since taking office. Speaking in Kasarani, Nairobi County on Saturday, Kalonzo ranked President William Ruto's leadership at a scanty 2 out of 10. Kalonzo additionally vowed to move to court to stop any planned relocation of traders within the Wakulima market in Nairobi.
Anybody, the people who are talking about dividing the mountain, by the way, are the same people who voted yes for the finance bill. You will not sell our international airport. Withdraw the whole damn thing and then talk to Kenya. And some of us, why do we want leadership? We want leadership in order to straighten this country in accordance with the Gen Z agenda of good governance, accountability, and adherence to the rule of law. Straighten the country and hand it over to the owners, the Gen Zs. And I want to encourage them not to feel subdued, not to give up, because abductions have been continuing. And the lies of yesteryear, where men would be hard to say, hakutakuwa na serikali ya nusu mukate. Now there's a bread-based government.
Butterfly farmers in Kilifi County are raising alarm over what they claim is unfair compensation and a lack of transparency in the Kipepeo butterfly farming project managed by Mr. Hussein Adan at the Gede Museum. During a recent peaceful demonstration, farmers expressed frustration over falling revenue for butterfly pupae despite the strengthening of the US dollar against the Kenyan shilling. The farmers criticized the removal of essential oversight committees and inspectors which they believe has left them in the dark about the project's management. The Malindi Sub-County Security Committee stepped in to address these issues, promising to investigate the claims and seek a fair resolution.
Wakati ule kulikuwa kuna jopo maalum linaitwa keeper inspectors, ambao wao walikuwa wakulima wakileta vipepeo, wao kazi yao ni kuvikagua na kuambia wakulima ya kwamba vipepeo fulani vimeenda kwa soko, kwa hivyo subirini pesa. Lakini kwa uongozi huu ambao tuko nao, lile jopo likaja likaondolewa, ili mkulima akileta vipepeo asijue ni vipi vimeenda, ni vipi vimebaki. Mwisho wa siku pesa ikija, amepeleka vipepeo 100, anatoa 20 kwa ambao vimeleta pesa. Jambo ambalo linatushangaza ni kwamba kile kipepeo 1996 wakati ule ambapo wakulima walikuwa wanapata a flat rate ya about 50 to 70 hapo, saizi wanakipata 40. Sijui kama dola imeshuka ama inapanda.
All right, and on to some education news. The Ministry of Education has announced plans by the government to establish 2 committees starting next week to ensure university students across the country come to a consensus with the government on the new funding model. Speaking in Tharaka Nithi County, Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Migos Ogamba stated that the committees shall review and analyze the effectiveness of the means testing instrument plus the effectiveness of the funding model. Take a listen.
Following the recent consensus between the students and the government, I'm happy to announce that we are forming 2 committees this week to engage in the robust discussions on how to ensure the funding model does not disadvantage any student in their bids to access higher education. Specifically, the joint engagement between the government and the students will review and analyze the progress and effectiveness of the funding model and assess the veracity and effectiveness of the MTI instrument that we are using. The talks will also examine the cost of programs in our universities, besides evaluating the student appeals mechanism to ensure that the banding under the funding model accurately reflects the economic realities of households.
All right, 15 minutes past the top of the hour, time for KUTV Weekend Live to take our first short commercial break. See you on the other side with more top stories. Don't go too far.
Uncertainty looms and opportunities are scarce. It's time to break from the barrier and unlock your full potential.
We must live within our means. We cannot spend money that we don't have.
We will explore the fascinating world of investment, trade secrets, and entrepreneurship.
Sai challenges ziko mingi sana. Parking ya mzigo imekuwa mbaya. Unaweka pesa yako inakataa kurudi.
Whether you're a seasoned investor or just starting out, we've got you covered with invaluable insights to help you succeed.
Now, this year we have seen a rebound in the economy, which is well above the global average of the 3%.
Join me, Anyango Sylvia, every Sunday and Monday on KUTV News at 9, and let's turn your dreams into reality.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
You are watching Weekend Live with Theo Macharia.
All right, welcome back. Nigeria's police spokesperson Olumiwa Adejobi says road accident kills more people in the West African nation than in security. The findings have been supported by experts who attribute the deaths to failure by the Federal Road Safety Commission to enforce rules that prevent speeding and overloading. Al Hassan Bala from VOA has more.
Maneuvering big and small potholes has become normal for those driving on Kaduna-Abuja highway. Whether driving large trucks or other smaller vehicles, all drivers face the risks of a head collision every single day. According to the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS), in 2023 alone, 5,081 people were killed and 31,873 people suffered various forms of injuries in road accidents throughout the country. According to NBS records, the highest number of accidents happened on the Kaduna-Abuja highway, resulting in 490 deaths.
The current bus stop, the fact that it is one way contributing to road accidents. I had an accident 2 days after my other car had an accident on the same Kaduna Abuja highway where 10 people died.
Dan bayan ma na yi da kwana biyu ma yar wancan motar ma haka ta yi sai da mutum 10 suka mutu a gurin.
Basir Hussein survived one such accident with fractures in both his legs and is currently receiving treatment at a local orthopedic hospital in Kaduna.
I was driving when my striding full up. I lost control of the car. The car moved to the other lane, in which we had a head collision with a 12-seater bus. That was how I fractured my legs.
According to the World Health Organization, WHO, 1.19 million people lose their lives globally in road accidents, with about 50 million suffering non-fatal injuries annually.
Example, you look at a Golf that used to carry only 4 passengers. The boot, they will put 3, 4, 5, some 6. Only in the boot. Then the middle, inside of 3, they will put 4. The driver side is supposed to put only 1 person. They will put 2 plus the driver 3. And again, overspeeding. Some of them, their speed limit is 140, 150. With such a load.
Salisu Medori is the owner of a local orthopedic hospital. He says most of the patients he treats in hospital or at home are victims of road accidents.
Wani wata in ya kama kaga za mu dora kaman mutum sai mu dora kaman akwai ranar duniya ma akwai ranar da za ta kai mun dora yau gobe mu da za mu dora kaman mutum from road accidents.
Wani kuma za mu dora wata rana mu dora 4, wata rana mu dora 5, wata rana mu dora 10, wata rana mu yada.
According to Dr. Muhammad Musa Metakobi, president of the Road Transport Workers Association of Nigeria, corruption is a huge issue in Nigeria, and most drivers get away with only fines, resulting in continuation of violations.
The security agencies are collecting bribes. It's not all. There are some used to. There are some ones reject, and they do the right things.
Nigerian police spokesperson Olumuyiwa Adejo said in a statement that avoidable accidents kill more innocent Nigerians than lack of security in the country. He blamed reckless driving for causing most accidents. Nigeria's Federal Road Safety Commission (FRSC) has been criticized for their inability to enforce traffic rules in the country, and their efforts to force vehicle owners to put speed limit devices on their vehicles have been unsuccessful. VOA contacted the office of FRSC spokesperson Jonas Agu for his reaction but received no response. Nigeria alone has over 11 million registered vehicles, amounting to 75% registered vehicles in the entire West Africa. With the number of Nigerians behind the wheel constantly on the rise, there is a dire need to put in place and enforce comprehensive traffic laws to prevent further road accidents across the country. Al-Hassan Bala, VOA News, Abuja, Nigeria.
Some Senegalese students and their teacher have transformed a solar-powered car project into what they now call as a Gazelle Village. This is a network of solar-powered generators designed to bring light and energy to small rural communities. Our reporters Alison Fernandez and Mustafa Dine have the story from the capital of Dakar, courtesy of Voice of America.
At the Mechanical Engineering Department of the Polytechnic School of Dakar, Senegal, students are designing unique generators with enough power to provide electricity in rural villages. The project started with Auto Gazelle, a solar-powered car that also serves as a generator when stationary. The original prototype was developed in 2018 in collaboration with students from Canada and Italy. Sidi Maktar Sorna, a former student, explains how this initiative evolved.
At first, it was just a car, and now we have managed to get 2 cars. It works like the solar car and can produce energy once it starts, adapted to the rural environment, all powered by photovoltaic solar energy. We have managed to set up 2 station units.
The students ultimately build 3 solar-powered charging stations for the cars that can be dismantled and transported. They supply energy up to 25 kilowatts per day, which can be used for a variety of tasks such as carpentry, blacksmithing, or used to dry crops.
The idea is that this unit goes to the field. The mangoes that are rotting can be turned into juice or mango paste and dried directly. As a result, we don't even need to transport the mango out of the field.
The equipment is intended to reduce post-harvest losses and modernize the work of craftsmen. It also eases daily tasks for women like Mam Diarandour, who is a member of an agricultural cooperative that helps other women in the community sell products.
We used to get up at 4 a.m. to wash and spread the millet in the sun for 5 days, exposing it to dust. It's very tiring, but with this solar-powered machine, we only need a few minutes and very little effort to get a very good result.
Au Sénégal, on compte 500 villages qui ne sont pas électrifiés. In Senegal, there are 500 villages without electricity. Why is that? Because the energy company can't run cables for just 25 or 30 people. And if the village isn't electrified, the telecom company won't put an antenna in that village.
La société de télécommunication ne mettra pas d'antenne là-bas dans ce village-là.
Maguette Cissé says it costs around $16,000, 10 million CFA francs, to build 3 stations capable of supplying electricity to a village. He says he wants to develop training courses so artisans can themselves develop gazelle villages throughout the region. Alison Fernandez, VOA Africa, Dakar, Senegal.
All right, and that story from Dakar, Senegal takes us to our second short breather right here on KUTV Weekend Live. Keep interacting with us on our social media platforms, YouTube at KUTV News Kenya, X at KUTV_Kenya, or even across Theo_Macharia on all my social media platforms. See you on the other side with sports stories. Don't go too far.
Where uncertainty looms and opportunities are scarce, it's time to break from the barrier and unlock your full potential.
We must live within our means. We cannot spend money that we don't have.
We will explore the fascinating world of investment, trade secrets, and entrepreneurship.
Sai challenges ziko mingi sana. Parking ya mzigo imekuwa mbaya. Unaweka pesa yako inakataa kurudi.
Whether you're a seasoned investor or just starting out, we've got you covered with invaluable insights to help you succeed.
Now, this year we have seen a rebound in the economy, which is well above the global average of the 3%.
Join me, Anyango Sylvia, every Sunday and Monday on KUTV News at 9, and let's turn your dreams into reality.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Access to knowledge, solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
Alright, time for some sports news, and Kenya's Amos Serem delivered a stunning performance, clocking 8 minutes 6.90 seconds to win the 3,000 meters steeplechase title, outshining Olympic and world champion Sofiane El Bakali of Morocco, who timed 8 minutes 8.60 seconds in a thrilling rematch at the Diamond League final in Brussels, Belgium. Reigning world champion and Olympic bronze medalist Mary Moraa also produced another tactical masterclass in the women's 800 meters to win the Diamond League trophy in Brussels, posting a season best time over 1 minute 56.56 seconds to win the 2 laps race ahead of Georgia Bell of Great Britain, who clocked 1 minute 57.50 seconds, finishing second. And Arsenal's boss Mikel Arteta has refused to roll captain Martin Odegaard out of Sunday's North London derby at Tottenham, despite fears the key midfielder could be sidelined for weeks, insisting further tests were needed to discover the extent of his injury. Odegaard suffered an ankle sprain while on international duty with Norway earlier this week that threatened to also rule him out of tough away trips to Atlanta in the Champions League and a Premier League visit to Manchester City on Right, at exactly 35 minutes past 9 in the PM, we've come to the close of KUTV Weekend Live. But just before we call it a wraps, many thanks to you, our dear viewer, for watching the broadcast online at KUTV News Kenya and even on air at KUTV. Many thanks to you, John Christine, on our YouTube platform, telling us well put KUTV. Many thanks, John Christine, for watching. Also, many thanks to you, Harriet Wangeshi, for also watching the broadcast tonight. Just allow me sample those two comments on our YouTube platform. Many thanks for representing the large online viewers at KUTV News Kenya. And tonight, also special thanks to the men men and women behind the scenes who've made this bulletin a success. My director, Kimani James Baraka, asante sana. On the graphics was Eric Mshila. Thank you for making this broadcast a success. And the sound engineer was none other than Ismail Akunda. Many thanks for doing this together on this Saturday. Until next Saturday, see you. It's a wrap. Our sign language interpreter tonight has been John Opio, and my name is Theo Macharia. Until next Saturday, good night.